Our lesson this week is adding vectors using a triangle method. So what we have is vector r, and I'm adding on vector s to it. And we want to figure out how to find the resultant vector. So for example, maybe I have a car that starts at this origin, and it's traveling like 60 miles per hour going southwest, and then stops and starts heading northwest, maybe going a different speed. And we want to figure out, if we add those together, how could I find this resultant vector? So all you do using the triangle method is actually just create a triangle. You're going to start at the initial point of the first vector, which is at 0, 0, the origin. And then you're going to finish the vector at the terminal point of the second vector, which would be at -9, 4. So whenever I add these two vectors together, it's going to create this resultant vector, r plus s, and this would tell us our answer, or our resultant vector, whenever I add r and s together. So on your IXL, all you're going to do is plot your initial point, which in this case is at 0, 0, and then the terminal point, which would be at -9, 4, and that would be the sum of these two vectors using the triangle method. So let's look at another example. Alright, so for this example, we're adding v plus w. So I still need to find that resultant vector, but this time we don't start at the origin, and that's okay. I just need to find the initial point of the first vector, which would be at -3, 1, and then draw the vector to the terminal point of the second vector, which would be at -8, -4. So just like the last one, you would start at the initial point and then finish at the terminal point. And this shows you what v plus w would look like as a resultant vector. Alright, one more example for these problems. Alright, same thing, I'm adding b plus c, and I need to use the triangle method. So I'm going to start at the initial point. I know my initial point is at -8, +1, because I'm adding b to c. And then my terminal point would be all the way over here at 7, 5. So I would just go ahead and select my initial point and terminal point, and that would give me that resultant vector sum. And that's it for the lesson of adding vectors using the triangle method.